making sure you know what you're talking about is really hard when you have a past of erasure, people, genocides and whatnot. How are you supposed to impose these views upon someone when we don't have our history, we don't know our history? People that have migrated don't know what happened to some of their families. Even in your own country, you don't even know, because all governments are usually really racist, so they wiped out all our people. So getting close to what exactly we are will be a constant struggle, and it's something that we'll have to live with and try to make peace with it, and make sure everyone is trying to listen to us, and know that you have the right to take up space, to make your voice heard, because we're not just a dot, we all have different bloods in ourselves, so it's hard to grasp those concepts.
Yeah. And I actually want to mention that because I don't think we mentioned this, but Natalia is actually in El Salvador.
Yeah.
So her perspective is a little different from ours, because there has been full-on erasure of all African, Black, any of that, right, Indigenous, the historical fact of the way in which the people evolved there has been completely officially erased.
Yeah.
Here we're erased in many different ways, and oftentimes unofficially. But the history of slavery and migration of Africans is completely absent. They don't acknowledge it.
Yeah, people pretend. Yes, by the way, I saw someone asking if I'm from El Salvador. Yes, I live here in El Salvador. So yeah, people don't even recognize that there's Afro blood in ourselves. Most of the time, when you look different, when you have Afro hair, Afro features,
complexion.
Yeah, complexion. Most of the time they're like, "Are you from outside? Did you come from whatever, Cuba or something?" And I'm like, "No, I was born here. I have thousands of family that have lived here, and I am here. I exist. Most of the time you feel lost, because when you're young and you see people around you, they're like, yeah, they are kind of like brownish skin, but they have straight hair, and their features more like indigenous or white passing. And you're out there looking extremely different than everyone else. You're like, what's going on? People don't teach you that. Not even in the best schools teach about Afro blood. They just acknowledge that we've murdered our indigenous people, but they don't even recognize that there were Black people that existed. Excuse me. There were Black people that existed, that were enslaved, that suffered just as much as indigenous people. And finding records on that has been tough. There's just a couple of investigations that have started up these past few years. And it's hard, because you have to find whatever information you can and make sense of your identity on your own. You don't have anyone guiding you through finding your identity. I mentioned when we first talked with Lucy and Ariel that most of my family is dead, so I don't have anyone to reach out and say, hey, do you know if we have some Afro blood in me? I have to rely on investigations, my complexion. And it's hard, because you feel out of place in the place you're supposed to feel welcome. People will look down on you. People will tell you you have to better the race, you have to marry someone white to, lighten your son's skin, lighten your daughter's skin. So people don't even know racism exists here. They think it's only an American thing. It's like, yeah, those things like killings and discrimination only happen there, but you're living through it. You are looked down upon. You look different. People will always look like you different. And finding your community here, it's hard when you look different because not everyone looks different like you. Because yeah, our Latino race looks different from all over the place, you know, like straight hair or blonde hair, but there's so few people that look like you, like curly hair and like big noses and big eyes. You're just standing there trying to find what to do. And I'm privileged enough to speak English because that's how I found out my own identity. That's how I found information that made sense to me. There's people out there that they don't even know what happened to them. What are they? And some people can live through it, some people can't. So it's complex and it's sad and it's harsh.